Well, it is officially hay feeding season, and that has begun. So these bales came from this field, so we'll put them back on this field and let the cows convert them to fertilizer and organic matter and soil. So this ridge that we're on is the spot that all my life Grandpa and Dad are like, man, we gotta haul manure up there. But back when you had the Massey 1100 or the 4320 and a small manure spreader, you know, it took all day to get 2 or 3 loads of manure up here. Not exactly fun and productive. So the best way I think to get manure up here is put the herd up here. Yeah, nobody ever accused me of being a thinking man, but I think someday I'll prove them wrong. But yeah, so I hope it'll be interesting to see, you know, by the time my nephews take over the farm or inherit it and rent it to somebody else or sell it all off. I'm in the ground, I don't care. But by the time they come along, maybe I gotta be careful with that snow on the bed. Them bales will slide right off before you poke them with a spear. And then there's one straw bale right here. One straw bale that we'll throw out here as well. Start feeding the straw up. Well, we never had a chance to make the corn stover bales, but that's all right. There's always next year, right? So we're probably not going to sell much hay. We're probably just going to sit on the hay we got through next year, just in case. Just in case next year's dry. But we're already talking today on the drive up that we got number 2 is the best hay field looking for all of it. So we'll probably start the pasture in here and just do 3 weeks, you know, thirds across this field, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, then move the pasture 3, 4 week, 5 week, 6 week, and then bring them back here. That means each bay gets 6 weeks of rest and only has 1 week of grazing on it, so it won't get chewed up very much. And then we want to take this pasture and drag the no-till drill and some alfalfa through it next year. Alfalfa clover mix. I think I need to go back to more legume based. I'm not very happy with this horse hay type pasture mix. It's just not a big producer. So we'll drill some alfalfa and clover and stuff into it and try and thicken it up. And then, yeah. But then our rotation someday, so then we got the 2 fields, a 40 and a 30 over here you have to fence in, and then the 80 across the road to fence in and trench water to, because our long-term goal is that you just got pasture all the way across the farm, and that's why we want to talk about that landlord with the 100-acre next to us, because that would be a nice addition to the farm. Even if you can't buy it, if you could lock in a long-term contract. Whoop, we ain't getting that one, are we? Saw that coming. If we could get that into a really long-term contract, put up some perimeter fencing, and just march the cows across the farm, get this thickened up with some legumes, and then either strip till wheat in it and leave the hay grow, or strip till corn into it and try to somehow leave the alfalfa and clover grow, or you end up terminating it, and behind the corn you do corn, wheat, and then back to pasture kind of rotation and take advantage of all the fertility you're building so you can grow some cheap corn. To dream. Because boy, oh boy, you think that soybeans are useless in our rotation other than cheap cash, but they've been so inconsistent on yield these last few years. It's tough to really bank on them. You know, everybody says, well, wheat can't buy the soybean acres out, but yeah, it can. If the wheat is if you can bank on wheat, you know, to be 30 to 40 bushel every year, the soybeans seem to be like, oh, you got a great year and then a horse crap year and a great year and a horse crap year. But the wheat acres as well, you get the straw. We can do field maintenance, you know, ditching, plowing, tree line, whatever we need to when it's decent weather out. But then behind the wheat, we can put in a silage mix or start getting it converted to pasture for hayfield, where soybeans, there's nothing. If it's a bad wheat crop, well, then you take the dang thing and make it into hay. You're out nothing. But yeah, so that's the long-term goal to get to, and so boy, that would be nice out here. So then eventually you get the rotation that each year, you know, this would be corn, then the following year that would be corn, and this would be wheat, going back to pasture, and then just march that pattern across the farm here. Oh boy, that would be something, wouldn't it? That would be something. Free corn. Put corn out here for seed and a little bit of starter fertilizer, and you'd have a heck of a corn crop going into. And when I mean starter fertilizer, I mean literally just a couple gallons an acre of pop-up in furrow, and you'd have one heck of a cash flow corn crop. Oh yeah, yep. The 4430's getting close. Another week or two, and as soon as we're done with corn, look at all that. Oh yeah, they bet on the bales. Look how good they clean that up. Oh, that's going to be something of beauty right there. The 4430 is getting close. As soon as we're done in the shop or with corn, hopefully we line that up in the next week. With this weather, we can't do anything with corn, but hopefully as soon as corn is done, 4430 gets to go in the shop for his turn. He's been waiting for a year and a half to get in the shop. Since last February, well, not a year and a half, but I started buying parts last February because I thought, yeah, let's run this through the shop quick, and then we just got so busy and everything was so slow and delayed in the shop that it's like, oh my gosh. But yeah, oh well. But all right, it'll be interesting to see. This was look at the hulls. That wheat bale actually had some wheat in it. A lot of wheat in that bale. Wow, that's weird. You know, next spring it's going to be green. There's going to be green circles. That's pretty amazing. So yeah, all right guys, I'll leave you there and I'll daydream on a different day.